Hey, welcome back everyone. I am Matt Larson, and if you haven't heard the news yet, Phil Robertson, one of the stars on A&E's hit show Duck Dynasty, has basically been kicked off the show for next season. Now, this season's shooting has basically already been wrapped up, so he will be on the TV. But basically, he is being discriminated on because of his First Amendment right and his opinion on gays and lesbians. Basically, he did an interview that was aired yesterday for GQ magazine, and he gave his thoughts on basically butt sex compared to vaginal sex, and how he talked about how he doesn't see the appeal from a guy wanting to have sex with a man's anus compared to a woman's vagina. Was the guy very tactful on how he said it? Absolutely not. Could he have gone around and said things a little bit differently if he would have had more time and his PR agent would have gotten a hold of the questions first? Yeah, he probably could have. But when it comes down to it, our First Amendment is not about saying things that aren't controversial. We don't have the First Amendment to talk about the weather, as a great person used to say. We have our First Amendment so we can say controversial things, and that's exactly what Phil Robertson said. Now, do you have to agree with him? Absolutely not. I think that gays and lesbians should have whatever rights that the straight community and heterosexual community has out there to practice their own sexual behaviors. If they want to have butt sex with another person, go ahead. That's their own thing that they do on their own time. But for the gay and lesbian community, and I don't want to try to bundle everyone into one thing. There are people in the gay and lesbian community that have come out and have basically called for the sponsors to drop the show unless Phil's off the show, talking about how A&E needs to cancel the show unless Phil's off the show. And it really shows how, you know what, if you're against a certain person, if you have views that aren't exactly in what some people would call mainstream gay and lesbian thoughts and beliefs on certain things, then you know what, they're gonna shut them down and they want them gone. Now, where's the logic in that? The gay and lesbian community has been fighting for their rights to express things, to have marriages in between men and women, and we're trying to get their ideas more mainstream and their rights heard. And as soon as someone disagrees with their views, and that's all they are, their opinions, that Phil Robertson based his on his own religious beliefs, which is Christianity, according to Phil Robertson. And Phil even went on to say that, you know what, I don't judge other people. I'm not just saying that gays and lesbians aren't going to inherit the kingdom of God. There's going to be slanderers, there's adulterers, there's robbers, there's thieves, there's many things out there that he goes on to say in the interview that you don't just happen to hear the rest of the interview. It's not just picking on gays and lesbians. The media really tries to extort people like this whenever they can. There's a reason why some of these things happen, and a lot of the times I think it's because there's something else going on in the background that people really don't want you to know about. So I think we need to keep our eyes open on what possibly is getting passed by the government in these next few weeks, because they're going to be using as many smoke screens as they can, and this story just happens to be one of them. I'm going to give you my final opinion on this. Do I agree with what Phil said? No. To be honest, I think that there's wrong and right, and I think if two consenting adults want to engage in a form of sex that according to Christianity is a sin, then I think they can, because you know what, there's more than one religion. There's more than Christianity. There's more than Muslims, you know, there's other religions out there, and we have to be tolerant of them. So I want to know, what's your thought on this story? Do you think that Phil Robertson needs to be taken off the hit show Duck Dynasty? Or do you think that he was just exercising his First Amendment? I think this should be a no-brainer, but I'm curious to hear what you guys think. But for now, I ask that you guys please thumbs up this video, share it with friends and family. If you're new to my videos, make sure you click that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all the current political news. And if you guys want to know more about this story, the link is down below in the description. As always, I'm Matt Larson. Go Ron Paul. Peace.